Hello and welcome back to Runner's Fortune, the Pillars of Sypetia. Where we last left our group of adventurers, you all had spent some time down in the underground city, the mining city, and you had faced off against another one of the shadow beings, and then the being who said they were the last king of the island also said he was son and betrothed to the goddess Volcus.
Do you have a count?
I don't.
Okay.
And yeah, because I ended up not moving that one yet.
Sorry.
And the one that was there is on my desk for everything else that I need it for.
Yeah.
So no, I am not on camera. Yes, I did notice this a couple of hours ago.
It's a ghost. It's a ghost talking.
Yeah, just don't get to see Nate.
And, well, you ended up defeating both of them before returning to the surface, where you did see the Raya docked, along with two other ships. A massive man of war, and then a schooner. You met that evening with Captain Raya, and she told you her tale of attempting to teleport with the Raya, missing, ending up, instead of just further in the lake like they wanted, out in the Grand Ocean, and where she collected a couple of other ships when they tried to come back. And
seems like a fair trade.
She hasn't slept since she left. She was very badly injured, barely standing. You all did help out everything for her except for her jelly arm, from having all of the bones shattered in the process.
She's gonna have to take a long nap for that.
Yes, a month-long nap or the regenerate spell, which nobody has the regenerate spell.
You should have to go somewhere else.
No, the Raya is equipped with medical facilities in this case.
Oh, good.
So she can stay on the Raya for a month.
It's equipped with... Okay, never mind.
She has given you all free reign to visit the Raya or the large ship, and she's basically given you the schooner to completely use as you will. The Raya and the large ship will be staying in the at the island, but you are welcome to take the schooner and do whatever with. So if you wanted to move on towards the mainland again, you could.
How much time has actually... So, it's been about approximately 5 days since we...
As of when you guys wake up for your extended rest in just a moment, it'll be the 6th day.
6th day. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So almost a week.
Okay.
Goddamn, that was a long week.
Yeah.
All the bullshit that happened.
Right?
Yeah. So, you all wake up, and as you leave your lean-tos / tents, you see Azazel just sitting up in a tree. Well, good morning, everybody.
Yo.
Morning.
Well, I've got some good news, and I've got some bad news,
Okay.
and I've got some good news.
What time of day is it?
Morning.
Early morning.
Early morning. So sun has risen?
Yes.
Like it's... Okay.
Yeah. It's after dawn.
Okay.
Okay.
Start with the second good news.
The second
Well, that's all
good
specific.
news.
Watch it not mean anything without the first good news or the bad news.
That's for us to decipher.
And Mr. Specific.
I feel like the three of us have been in
The
this
second
situation
good
before.
news is they agree.
They told see what
This actually makes total sense. We had him send a message to this country of Delit that they could use technically. They could, if they wanted to, they could use this island as a base of operations to help kind of cause an incursion, and they agree. Look, I just skipped half.
Do we know that that's what the agree is?
I'm pretty sure that's what it means.
Do we know?
Would
for
you
certain?
like to? Okay,
No,
what was
it's
the
good.
first good news? I bet you 5 silver pieces that the gist of what I just told you is correct.
The first good news is that we should all be able to move in or walk through any city, south and east, and most of the way west, but definitely not Sypet itself, and not be on wanted posters.
Pay up.
I had my hand and you never shook, so it sucks for you, bro. I'll toss him 1 silver piece.
Thank you.
I bet it's based off the bad news of the agree.
Probably. That's actually. Yeah. What's the bad news?
The bad news is Delit wants to conquer all the major military bases to the south of us before moving on to the Lake of Sypet.
So it'll be a while.
Okay.
All right then.
I don't necessarily see how that's bad news, but
Well, it means that they're not moving in next week.
It may be a while.
I mean, the island really isn't furnished yet, so we're not ready
We
for guests
may
yet.
be talking... I mean, this current war has been going on for 30 years, so we might be talking another 30 years.
It might be a good idea for us to move on.
Could
But what they agree to is not actually placing an actual outpost here. It was to your other proposal.
Yeah, that's a good call on that one, pal. 'Cause I don't remember that either.
Your other proposal that you wanted to, extend trade agreements and from your family to the Kingdom of Delit, and they think that this island, instead of being under their control, would be fantastic as a point of operations for you.
Score. Perfect.
I think I'm okay with this.
So they don't actually want
Not
this
that
island.
I care anything about your
I mean,
business.
as long
They're
as
willing
we're
to be partners and give you backing as such, but
basically they would be willing to help protect our fleet as it moves in and moves out with trade routes if we give you a certain amount of cut.
yeah,
Okay.
Perfect.
that would absolutely go well and along these ways.
Yeah, I guess I gotta figure out how to get a message back to Father for this.
What did the trained numbers in the new system change, or is it still 3?
It's
It's
3,
still
it's
3.
just
It
not
just doesn't
trained.
go up to 12.
It's
Thank you.
they're all just trained.
Okay, I
It
mean-
starts at proficient.
So you're all basically already trained. You just-
Who has the letter that
You last
did I
had
take it from you?
Yeah, you
Okay.
last had it.
I would like to do an Arcana check on the letter to see if there's some sort of magical. Basically, if we write something on the bottom, it can just transfer that information straight to.
that it would alter the document.
Yeah, but there's a corresponding document in the
Yeah.
home.
So you don't need to do an Arcana check. The two of you are familiar with the way that your family does business and everything. Yes, there are magical spells and psychic links on this paper that any edit done by either of you while not under duress will update, but nobody else, any of your family, would be able to edit this document and have it edit back home.
Okay.
Just don't have an accidental panic attack while editing it. It won't work.
Correct. But that also means that if somebody is, holding a sword to your throat, it also won't work.
Oh, it's it's interrogation proof. Perfect.
Yeah. Coercion proof.
Coercion proof. Yeah.
Okay.
handy document.
So do you want to
Also means you can't be having a heart attack and
fill
dying
out
and
that
trying to
form?
change it.
Yeah,
Send it
Yep.
over to them
I will.
and let them know so that we can start getting, and then hopefully we can hear back and get a response.
Yeah, I'll go write that write that out real quick and get a message back to.
And
To
your
the
father
family.
has already signed this document.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So then he can start mobilizing and getting stuff sent this way.
I mean, the one that's addressed to Sypetia has been signed by your father.
Yeah.
So change it to Deva.
Oh yeah. So you need to change it from.
Yep, from Sypetia to Delit.
Yeah.
We're just gonna we're just going to just gonna remove the part about regicide in the middle of that.
I don't know.
Well, that didn't
I don't
happen.
necessarily think your father would have a problem with that.
I mean, no, but I don't think he would believe that we were the ones that did it.
Well, technically, I think it was Azazel and
Mine.
Yeah,
so it wasn't technically you.
I guess that's true.
Most of us just stood there and watched.
So we met a group up. You don't need to tell them the whole story.
It's gonna be oh darn! I was gonna write a letter.
So
I was gonna write a
queen-
letter.
Queen is.
I mean, you could just cross out Sypetia and write in
So
Deva,
that's
and
what
it'll update itself.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And then make sure you sign your obnoxiously long name at the bottom.
And when you do this, your father's signature vanishes.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
God, hold on. What
When
was
your
mine?
father takes a look at the
Yeah.
other document,
What were you thinking?
he could then sign it, at which point it would show back up, showing that he is agreeing to this. Because otherwise, it would take too long to get
Yeah.
any contract adjustments made. It'd take weeks, and then
Yeah.
you've got... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So, being of the nautical nature that he and I are, and being on this island for the amount of time that we have been, we could essentially give the exact coordinates of where this is in relation to Sypetia, like how far south it is, how close it is, or is it just because we've gone from Sypetia to this direct location?
You would need a star chart or an actual map.
Okay.
You would be able to read a star chart or an actual map.
Okay.
But it's you two are not sailors,
Okay.
and you don't know exactly how fast the ride was traveling. You
Okay.
slept through most of it. You just woke up and you were at the island. So you can give approximates. You know that you're southwest of Sypetia.
That's fine, because I have an idea of what you said about star charts and stuff.
Yeah.
And there are 3 boats in our harbor,
Mhm.
and they most likely travel via star charts.
Mhm.
So one of them might have a star chart on there.
Yeah.
So
Or even just a
A
standard
map.
map, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably know exactly
be
where
able
we
to.
are.
If you could look at a map, you would be able
to pinpoint where we were.
Yep.
Okay.
Or a star chart. You would be able to go, yep, okay, so here's the stars, that's where we are, so we must be there in relation to Sypetia.
So that might be something to look into,
okay.
just in the near coming future, because it's going to take obviously some time for them to build up and get the trade route open. But
Yeah, I'll figure out approximate location and send that over.
Oz, is there anything in particular that you might think could possibly aid in speeding up the process for Delit that
Oh,
may
I mean-
or may not be of the legal variety?
Absolutely.
Could you possibly send a message? I know it's going to take some time, but we could maybe be able to procure some of those items through. It might take a little while to get here, but
I mean, as far as things that can be provided, weapons are always helpful. Weapons of magical nature are always helpful. You know, standard things of
Okay.
war. As far as, I mean, there's things that we can do that would speed this up.
Murder spree.
Yeah, that's definitely, yep.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
A murder spree.
Oh, okay.
But
Thanks.
So killing like the lords. And
I heard
stuff.
spree. I just didn't hear the first word, and I was just like,
murder spree.
yeah. Okay.
So
which lord needs to die first?
Well,
I'm feeling cocky.
You don't want to finish what we were doing on the island.
2 of our people aren't. They're taking some extended rest. I'm pretty sure Idham is either heading to the Raya right now to talk to Raya, or he's working on the forge. He's self-imposed, and I believe the tree wandered off over there. And at this
the
point,
tree's got to be one of these trees over here.
exactly. Are
He's
you
just a
actually
tree.
sitting on him? You might want to be careful.
It's a little short. I think it would be easy
Fair
to
enough.
tell.
Well, he didn't say what size tree he was sitting on, so... and Oz weighs kind of a lot, so maybe that tree's just kind of starting to bend down to where he's like 2 feet off the ground. He's all, what's up?
Well, and, I mean, here's the other thing. We're being realistic here. So far, we could, 6 of us, go mine for this ore. Sure. That's backbreaking work. That's
Probably would like to
not
have something
fun.
to do it instead.
And also, it's just 6 of us. We won't make a lot of headway a lot of fast.
Yeah.
I'd say we just get some cheap labor and have them do it.
So, I would rather find somebody else to do it.
That's fair.
B, we don't currently have any way of refining the ore to actually make it usable.
We need the.
So we need to clear out a couple more cities in order to do that. Which is all well and good, but once we do that, what happens when some other vessel decides to dock here and comes and looks while we're away, and then they find this beautiful forge all set up for them with magical ore that now they have control over because we're not here.
Yeah, we should get some kind of protection.
Honestly, as I see it right now, it's pretty damn well defended. By something that's hostile to us, yes, but
That's fair.
So we should probably go procure some more defense.
I think that honestly, I'm not sure that staying on the island right now and finishing clearing it is necessarily the best interest of us, especially if the Raya is going to be waylaid up here for a little while. They can also help defend it while we're off getting permanent.
And that the other ship that they have, the bigger one, looks very somewhat intimidating once they get the repairs finished.
Oh,
so
yes.
that makes sense. I mean, the more... So
I think us staying on the island and clearing it is going to hurt us before it helps us.
Okay.
Good point.
Because we can't use the island right now to its full potential with just 6 of us and some ghosts.
I know that my brother has had some...
And maybe the ghosts can start mining ore before we get back, and so, maybe they'll be ahead of the game. Yeah. Maybe there's some stuff they can do. I mean, also, I know repairing the ship is going to be high on their priorities, so yada, yada, yada. But, so maybe they can start on some stuff, but I think we need...
So should we start possibly heading south to the city of...
Whatchamacallit?
The original city that we were going to head to?
I think we need to head south onto Delit for sure.
One thing we have to make sure is if we leave, because Xander has a pretty has become in tune with the island because his god is here. Will his god be willing to let him leave and not necessarily cause him some sort of psychological damage offing with the city?
Oh.
So that might be something. I don't see why that would be a problem.
You don't feel any ticklings in the back of your head. You don't feel any, for you right now, you don't feel any requirement to stay here. And in fact, you more feel the gentlest nudge away.
Get the fuck out.
Well, there's a... I'm not really feeling any pain. In fact, there's actually a urge to leave.
Okay, I mean,
So
I just wanted to make sure because you had that whole thing with rubbing dirt all over your face, and somebody may or may not have kicked you in the balls, and then you had to take like a.
You couldn't.
brother, I don't care how much pain I was in. I will forever remember that was your ass that kicked me in the nuts.
And then you had
Betwixt the legs.
take like a 2 day nap just to recover from your psychedelic trip that you were on. So I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to get on to a ship and then leave here and then be down instead of having 6 people be down and having 5. But if you're saying that you're good to go, then I say we could.
Look, believe me or not, I had this psychic connection that I cannot explain, and it is, I think, have forever marked its place in my brain.
Okay. So, outside of game, Felix and Xander do know how to sail a ship. The schooner is something that we would have grown up on, that we can, functionality-wise, we could do it.
Yes.
Okay. Because
At
just
least
going back
as
to...
well as a couple of yoo-hoos on Sea of Thieves.
Damn it, I was going to say, if we can fucking sail the schooner through the we can fucking do this. Can't be that difficult.
I don't know. My last Sea of Thieves was a major fuck-up, so... that was my bad.
17 chests of TNT on the crow's nest. And...
Oh, I was... Yeah.
With the, oh yeah, we're free! Everybody, it's going away. Everybody jump off the ship. Drop anchor, jump off the ship.
Yep. Oh,
no, we not free, boys.
Not free. And that was the last time Nate played video gaming with us.
That's why he was tired of your shit.
It was. So, alright, I mean, how close is the schooner? The schooner didn't have massive damage to it, right?
No.
The bigger ship had the mast that was down, and I'm assuming
it was like kind of crunched.
Yeah.
It is in
have the ghosts
supreme disrepair.
Have the ghosts made any progress on that? At least on the exterior part that's not facing the island, to make it look like the island is being a little bit more fortified.
You can't see that side.
Can I see that side? Okay. No
We
worries.
could always ask them to focus on that too.
You have a feeling they're going to be working on getting the ships ready to go first and foremost.
Yeah.
I mean,
That makes sense.
So, is that what we want to do? We want to head to the schooner and head on out?
I'm already packing my bag.
That would probably be a good option.
That was asking out of game, jerk.
Oh.
Jeez, I hope you continue to roll that once tonight
Wow.
with my dice.
Wow. That's the worst thing you could ever say to me. Shit.
Don't worry.
I hope you rolled that once.
I rolled in that one for you. You're welcome. Alright. So we're going to head to the schooner then?
Yeah, I think pack up and head to the schooner.
Taking everybody with us? Cool. I mean, here you don't get a vote.
Yep.
How that works, right?
Yeah.
I was not here. If you're not here, we leave you. No, just kidding.
Alright, so the two of you back on the island, what are you doing?
wait, what?
The three of you in the city, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, pack up our stuff and...
Vamonos.
I'm going to leave this up to you two. I have no idea how to sail a ship.
So, how close is the schooner? Is it close to the shore, or are we taking oars? Is he ferrying us out there?
You would want to be. I mean, you could swim it, for sure. It's not wading distance.
Oh, that would be easy.
I would actually like to swim it then.
Okay.
I carry my capybara and can swim. My swim speed is good, so... Are you going to drown, Xander?
Now, in case of emergency, the capybara can be used as a flotation device.
I mean, he said you guys could take
I assume the tree...
oars
I'm just
over
gonna
to it.
I'm just going to swim.
The reason why I chose to swim was because Felix likes water.
I'll swim.
I mean, I can swim equal to my move speed, so...
The tree can just sit in the boat.
We'll just, yeah.
Don't want to become petrified.
Hawthorn and
Idham.
Idham can take the boat out. Because they left one specifically for us to use, right?
They did.
Yeah, with paddles.
Yep.
Oh, is he staying with us?
No, he's just... I was just
I mean,
joking.
you guys could request a couple of ghosts to
Man the ship.
Man the schooner if you desired.
Down below, right? Because they can't. Can ghosts come out when the sun is out?
These ones can, but it's
They
hard for
choose
them to
not to.
interact with
Okay.
stuff when the sun. So, like, you can converse with them. It's a little painful for them, but
We're not about torture. I got you. So they would, during the daylight, be down below, manning the stuff down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want? Yeah, that might be helpful because I think the only two people besides possibly Idham having any knowledge of boats are you and me. And one of us has to raise the sails and
There's
no one has to
specific
sail.
skill that would go into.
So.
depends on what you're doing.
I guess that's fair.
Athazul is fairly versed in
that's right.
navigating. He comes from a landlocked nation, so he's not necessarily... He's familiar with the theories upon, the basic function of a ship.
Yeah.
And he could help, navigate you guys. Yeah. Read a compass, know which way the
wind is blowing.
Yeah, definitely. Be able to, what direction you guys going without a compass, be able to read the stars enough to go, okay, yeah, we're currently heading southwest, and we've gone a good ways from where we were before, or we haven't moved much.
I now can't see because the only star in the sky is fucking bright.
Daylight!
Xander, turn off your daylight. Oops, sorry, my bad. Turn off the sun. That's when you hit level 20.
Can't see the stars!
You hit level 20, you can actually just flick your wrist and that sun turns off.
It's just, hey, son, click.
Anti-daylight.
Guess what? I have dark vision. Everybody else is now blind because it just suddenly got dark.
At level 20, I don't cast daylight where I have to cast it in my hand. I just
You just become the sun. You're just the walking sun. That any of your moves it's like a solar flare.
I become a solar flare.
So maybe 2 or 3 ghosts to help down below.
And so they can watch the ship
Yep.
while we're not on it.
Yeah.
That would not be a miss.
So the gentleman that we talked to in Sypetia, the docks, was he actually part of the crew of the ship, or was he just like?
Yeah, he's part of the crew.
Would that be advisable to maybe have somebody at the dock that's out as well? So
Not if we don't need anything.
okay,
Yeah,
right.
that more comes if you're actively trying to collect passengers or goods for
collect
transport
passengers.
or things like that.
Okay,
Kidnap. I mean,
Which you could do. You could also do that.
That's
in order
what I
to
mean. If
get-
we're thinking about possibly bringing people, we might need to have somebody there to talk. Like if we're on an island or we're on the mainland and we're talking about possibly bringing people to this island to help manual labor, hire workers.
you could tell them to meet you at the docks at a specific time,
Okay, all right.
and they could meet you there.
Yes, but how well has this group
We
got back to the
would-
to a destination in a timely manner?
That
Well, we
would
would
be more
probably
of
do-
someone random walking by going, hey, I'm looking to hire, like you guys did. Hey, I'm looking to hire you. Hey,
I
what are
gotcha.
your rates for
our
this?
best option would be, if we wanted to do it that way, is to go to the guild hall
Fair enough.
and put up a quest or something.
Fair enough. All right.
Now the
Which
problem
is
with that
very well something you could do.
is we have to hire people and pay money.
Okay, but we have a significant amount of money.
We can
And-
also
And we also have access to a
pit.
pit where there is a lot of stuff. Now, granted, like, okay, this is totally off base, but we could essentially get the ghosts out there to haul some of those bones out to make it to where it's not as
Or they could
dangerous.
just grab the money.
that too. And then, I mean, obviously we don't know how much money is in that pit, but to say, like, that should not be something that deters us from possibly
it's
hiring workers because...
My biggest thing is just we don't have that money right now.
Fair enough. I got you.
And it's more of a, do we need to pay up front? And we might have enough money right now.
Well,
since
if I
we dug
use
through the
Felix's
pit.
level 20 bluff, we won't have to pay it. Thank you very much.
Hey, you're gonna come work
I've
for me.
never
Yes,
put
I am.
anything into the guilds.
It's really
to ask
unfortunate
to
you
do,
don't have
so
seduction
Master,
anymore.
I mean, honestly,
I'm still fairly
what?
sexy.
I mean, you could do that too. I mean, we
What
could...
am I? It's an 8 right now.
I mean, there are ways to work around this to get, and if
Well, and we collected quite a bit of money. from
yeah,
the pit,
we give like
so-
okay, we're gonna pay you a certain amount. We'll give you 10% to start. Once you do what we ask, we'll pay you the rest afterwards, and then at that time we can have something set up to where we have a system. Because I mean, at this point, the only people that know about that pit with money is obviously the shadow demons that are still possibly the shadow demons, the 6 people that are about to leave, and maybe the Raya, the few people on the Raya, and the few ghosts.
Yeah.
So
I have
if
a feeling
we-
they don't really care that much about the money.
exactly, and if we so that was just a secondary thought. I don't think that should be something that deters us from it,
Oh,
because
that's fair.
Oz does bring up a good. That's back-breaking work, and if this is one reason why we're going, we can offer, hey, your land is going to be traumatized in the next couple weeks because we have insider knowledge. We have a place of refuge that you can actually, because like we could possibly reincorporate this island.
Well, and depending on the feel as well, anyway, they could also might be already kind of scared,
Exactly. And
especially depending on where we go.
You could build an entire cities
yeah.
on this island.
And
You could
we
just
could also make them
technically,
partial
like, 2 that are
employers
empty.
of the
In other
Gallifrey trading
cities.
In
company.
ruins, but yeah.
Yeah, no. they're
Obviously,
not
there would have to be some refurbishing, but the
Renovation time.
yeah, but the
You could attempt to convince like entire families and multiple families to just move here, and you could convince people to pay you
It's true.
to come work here.
Sounds like it was invention, right?
I don't know if my seduction is as good for families, but
I mean,
I mean,
well, I
and
mean,
also-
if you couple it with a lot of things, the seduction, persuasion, and whatever he has, and Oz and stuff, there is a lot of stuff.
It had to be a guy.
sure. But we could also just have a threesome if both people are making
So-
decisions.
But I think that might be something while we go, we can venture off and get that, because in order for trade routes to be open up, you want somewhat of an established type of city that's going to do the backbreaking labor. We're getting hung
So
up on
just
this,
to-
and
Just a thought I had before we leave. We
Yeah,
should
yeah.
talk to the Raya and figure out if there's a way for us to communicate with them.
good point.
Because our schooner probably would not be the best for taking a lot of people.
So, can ghosts talk telepathically with each other?
Yes, not this kind of distance.
Okay.
So we should just ask
People
if they
like
have it.
on the Raya could talk to each other telepathically.
Could
If you have a couple ships in formation with each other, you could probably talk from ship to ship.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Would the Raya possibly have the same sort of document that we have?
It's possible. You'd have to ask.
Okay.
It's also possible to have pigeons
How close
or
are we
something along those
to-
lines.
So pigeons have to fly, and depending on how far away the
Sure.
island is from mainland,
It
That's-
wouldn't be immediate, but
Yeah.
it's like a
how
last
close is the
resort.
Raya to the schooner?
Close-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. They're docked. They're anchored fairly close to each other.
The bigger ship
not-
is anchored out farther just because it can't get it's.
The three of them are very close to each other because
Okay.
they need to be able to defend
Sorry,
each other.
it was a while ago. I didn't remember the
You're
exact
good.
question, so.
Yeah, the three ships are close to each other, so all three of them are far enough out for
Okay.
the
Gotcha.
large ship to not be
Okay.
beached.
Defenseless as well.
Yeah. So the
I
three
gotcha.
of them are close. It's not
Yep.
defenseless, and they're also far enough out so that it's not beached.
Cool. So I guess we can head over to the Raya real fast.
I think that would be a good idea.
So instead of swimming, we're going to rewind. Instead of swimming in, out to that, we'll head to the Raya first. Probably shouldn't swim to the Raya because we're going to have formal diplomatic. So we probably shouldn't show up in wet clothes.
You don't
So
want
we
to be soaking wet.
probably not. I mean,
I see nothing wrong with this.
you can swim. I'll take the boat over.
I will also take the boat over.
Idham will take the boat over.
You could just morph liquid off of you.
You could, because you essentially just hover across above the water.
You can arcane trick water off of
I
you.
guess that's true.
That's a good question.
Well, I guess the
Good
cubic
point.
feet.
I'm gonna swim.
The cubic feet around it, could you just force
How fast
enough?
can you go in the boat? I'm sure I can swim that speed.
It's possible.
Close, yeah.
I'm good. I'll just take the boat.
I can arcane trick you dry.
I'm good.
If you don't
I just got
want
my clothes pressed.
Okay.
Arcane trick, the things get a little
He
wrinkly.
probably slept in them, you know.
No, I rolled them out with my staff. It wasn't useful. I just turned on steam mode. I said, Herman, steam mode, go.
Just steam out of the bottom. Just steam out of the bottom. That hurts my hands. Herman, stop. No. Fuck you.
Why are your hands red, Felix?
Shut up.
Someone was busy in the tent last night.
You're not supposed
So-
to rub it till it's on fire. Jesus Christ! That's a bit much.
Too hot.
We wondered why you were screaming last
Fuckers in
night.
front. It was worth it.
So I assume we get over to the Raya.
Yeah.
You all arrive at the Raya. And the first mate is currently out on the deck, very shimmery and misty, but there.
So the first mate is a ghost.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what can I do for you?
So, we were thinking about heading back to the mainland. And we were going to take the schooner, as you said, as Captain Ryan said we could, but we wanted to be able to communicate with you as we leave, just to make sure that if anything happens, we can try to get back here, or if there's any materials that you might need, we can help assist in gathering some of that stuff. Obviously, we have a smaller ship, so we can't carry a lot of it, but...
Yes. Please wait a moment. He's gonna float back and into the main cabin.
Sorry, did you want to ask him?
It can wait till he comes back.
Okay.
It will never not freak me out.
At least he's not
And,
walking this way.
That's true.
Floats back out and holds out a small pink stone to you.
Okay, I'll take that stone.
You may use this to contact us.
Just speak into it, I'm assuming? Is this something that I've seen before?
You've seen things like this.
Okay.
You're gonna
Okay.
guess that it's a
Have I?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
a speaking stone?
Yeah, that it's a communication stone. Typically, you say someone's name, or you think on it, and it will connect.
Cool.
We have a few of these for being able to speak to those we need to. Each of our ships will have one.
So was there already one on the schooner then?
No,
That's
Would
what
you
it
like
is,
us-
it's
yeah.
been our ship long enough.
Would you like us to, when we come back, to leave this on there, or would you like me to return it to you?
Or keep it.
We shall see how
Okay.
things are going.
Alright.
It may be most beneficial for one of you to keep it.
Then, since I have a trade agreement with you
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So my question is, we're gonna be heading out for a bit. Would you and yours be able to watch the island and just make sure that nothing happens while we're gone?
Yes, of course. It would be foolish for us to not do so.
Because they have investment in the island, if
That's
I remember
true.
correctly. I think they have like a 30%.
Well, I'm trying to be polite and not
Yeah.
assume
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you'll do it.
That's fair. That's a good question. to ask.
appreciate this.
Especially because it's been so long since we've made that agreement. So, thanks for the refresher.
Did we want them to do anything with the mines while we're gone?
I believe we already asked them to have a couple ghosts go down to the mines.
Okay.
You did.
If I recall. I don't know if... I think we just asked them to kind of scope it out and map it to help kind of figure out exactly what it is. Obviously, I don't think our ships will come.
Yeah.
The fleet will come. Our fleet will come while we're gone, but
No, it'll be a little bit before Father.
Is there
No, you are quite certain that even once your father signs the trade agreement, you'll still need to get somebody else to sign the trade agreement before your father will even think about mobilizing anything.
Okay.
And then he'll still have to mobilize a fleet and then somehow move said fleet across
Dry land.
thousands of miles of dry land through
well, so
potentially hostile territory. And
but at the same time, you have to remember that he's already been thinking about that because our main goal was to get trade routes open with Sypetia.
yes, but that wouldn't necessarily be
Fair
with
enough.
the city of Sypetia.
Fair enough.
That would be going to the northern coast of Sypetia, and then it's Sypetia's job to transport it across their
that's right.
ground.
Well,
That's right. Fair
Versus
enough.
getting to a very specific island in
Yeah.
the middle of the
Yeah.
Sypet lake.
Well, we can only do so much. Father has to figure some
Oh.
of this shit out for himself.
if the trade's good enough, knowing Father, he'll just send a small army of workers, build a dock that will proceed to build the ships, and then run the ships.
Fair
Depending
enough.
how long,
So-
I might even just make a channel if there's enough space somewhere.
I mean, if
It would take a while, but
Digging through another country.
yeah,
well, I don't know. We could possibly use part of the riot to help with that because they multiplied their ship count by double of what they had before. So triple. So there is that, but that's a whole other thing. Is there anything that you think you want to ask him before we leave?
Let's say about coordinates, but it's going to be a while before we even get
I
to
think
the other.
I think we can figure out coordinates from.
And plus, we've got, and just I opened the like, we got so many other things to get signed. So it's going to be a minute. I'm still waiting on the father's signature.
To come with us? Okay,
Yeah, I'd say about maybe 2 or 3. Would you like to ask him, or you want me to?
go for it.
Would you be able to spare possibly 2 or 3 ghosts to kind of help keep an eye on the schooner while we're at dry dock?
Certainly. Not a problem at all.
Are they already on the ship?
There is nobody there currently, as
Okay.
it is not in the greatest need of repairs.
Okay.
It is daytime.
Fair enough. Would they be willing to head over there right now?
Certainly.
Okay.
We can be ready to depart within an hour.
Okay. Would you mind? I'm sure you've been in Go ahead.
What all would you like these ones to be able to do? Are you in requirements of a full helmsman and captain, or do you simply need maintainers? Do
I
you
would
need
say-
a rower. Do
I
you
would
want-
say probably a maintainer and 2 rowers, but I think homing the ship. My brother and I grew up on around ships. We should be able to, and Oz has been. We should be able to handle that, unless you don't trust us enough, which is fine.
I think we're fine.
But I feel confident in my abilities, mine and my brother's abilities, to be able to manage a ship of that size. Obviously not one of the Raya's stature or of your other ship, but a little schooner like that we should have no problems with that. So maybe a maintainer and possibly 2 rowers, and if we don't necessarily need the rowers at the time, they can help maintain the ship.
Very well. We shall send you with 3 of our warriors.
Now, is there anything that we can acquire for you, or for the Raya or the other ship?
I believe we will have everything we need on the island here. There's plenty of timber for us to work with and plenty of raw materials. Should something come, we will let you know. But as of right now, we do not require any specific items.
Alright.
Well,
Of course, polished wood and tailored sails will never go amiss and things of the like, but nothing we cannot make happen on our own here.
Okay. Just wanted to return the favor because you got some materials for us. And
We appreciate it.
do y'all know how to get to Opping?
we could probably figure it out. I mean, there should be a compass on that ship, and
You know it's southeast.
It's
so
southeast.
Okay.
Get a map.
We don't know quite what island we're on, though, do we?
No, you just know
Okay.
that it's southeast-ish.
So it's up to you if you want better directions.
Well, we should be able to figure it out. No
I
problem.
mean,
We're gonna
I
get
don't
lost to sea.
stand up on another island.
Not really.
We can really just tell people that's hopping. Nobody else has seen the map.
Yeah, that's opera
Well,
right
if
there.
there's not a...
Not that one. This one.
No, I mean,
We'll
do
be
you
fine.
feel it would be
I
necessary
think we'll be fine.
to have a little bit more direct?
I'm just being a brat. We'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
Sure we'll be
Assuming that
fine.
there is a map and or star chart, which is likely on the
Yeah.
schooner,
Okay.
and I'll tell you,
I mean, we've
there,
done it-
there is a map and a star chart. Then the both of you, and to an extent also,
Yeah.
will be capable of navigating you with a map
Yeah.
and a star chart.
We'll be
I mean, we've spent enough time, and we've circumvented the island at least twice. We've gone around it at least twice. That there are probably unique landmarks that we've noticed that we could, as we're coming back,
That's fair.
relate to. I mean, I think the southwest side of the island has a clear, obvious path going directly into the water, which in some of those things are very
I thought
standout-ish.
it was the north.
It was the north.
Was it the northwest? My bad.
Yeah.
North.
Bring down the map.
Northeast. My bad.
That one. Up there.
Okay, so in relation to where we are on the island, are we on the south side of the island?
Correct.
Oh, okay. For some, I thought we were on the north end of the island.
No,
But
Because
that's
you were on that side when he
Yep.
was drawing the map.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you were viewing it upside down.
thank you. Now it makes sense. So yeah, we just okay. So I mean, okay. Well, I mean, even if we're on the south side, if we're coming back north, these ships, the
Oh,
Riot
yeah.
in particular, will look, and obviously the Ghost. We can always ask.
And Tiger Beach.
We're getting
Beach.
hung up. We are getting hung up on semantics. It's not important.
Yeah, we'll be
So
fine.
we should be good to go. So I would shake your hand, but don't think that'd be appropriate. So thank you for the.
Why not?
He's a ghost. I'd go right through it.
They can make
He just
themselves
passed you a
solid.
stone.
It's a magical stone. I don't have a magical hand.
I will shake his hand.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do. You're right.
Thank
Literally.
you for your assistance.
Magical.
And shakes your hand. It is quite cool to the touch. But there is touch. Your hand is not just...
You like to touch people more than I do, so it's okay.
It's fine. He's just slightly people phobic. He likes to touch himself more.
All right. So at that
I'm
point,
walking out.
I will go to the back of the or to whatever direction the schooner is, and I will jump off the ship and swim to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand up on the side and I'm just gonna
How much does the?
fall backwards.
I'm gonna call it a speaking stone way.
Negligible.
Negligible. Okay.
If we just say, I let the capybara go in with the other guys on the boat, I will also jump off in a fancy twist and twirl.
Okay.
Whee! Do I need to roll for any kind of...
No.
Okay.
Do you belly flop or do
No.
you?
All right. So you all make your way over to the schooner, and there is a nameplate on it, and it is the Dachshund. DAHXSON.
DAHSSON.
Yep.
It's gonna be like DOCK-SUM or something, or SON.
The Dachshund.
Yeah, the
Like
Dachshund.
the dog. Spell it like the dog.
That's all she thought it was.
DACHH.
What it was. I was like, that's an interesting name. I wonder if the other one's named Dalmatian.
It is the winner.
But I was like, is Ryan?
No, it's
is,
the corgi. They're being ironic.
Look at this big potato of a boat.
I love it.
It's a loaf.
With short, stubby legs.
When I get to the ship before we set off, I mean, we have to. Obviously, it takes less than an hour to get to the ship swimming. We have to wait for the ghost to arrive. So I would just like to inspect the ship, just to look at get a feel for it.
So, it looks to be in relatively good condition. Definitely some maintenance that could be done on it, and you would expect that the ghosts will probably handle most of that over the time. There are a couple of maps and a couple of star charts as well, so you're all set as far as that goes.
Can I pocket one of the star charts just to keep for myself?
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's a pair of ballista on the bow. No other heavy armaments. It is a twin mast, one main and one mizzen mast, smaller.
Mm-hmm. How many sails total? 3, or just 2?
Three sails. 2 on the
2 on the front and then 1 on the back.
Two on the main mast and then 1 on the front mizzen.
Okay. Perfect. Just enough to impede the vision.
Yes.
I love it.
It's a boat.
It's a boat. Guys, I'm on a boat.
And so there is a deck below, and then a small cargo section underneath. And in the deck below, there is a room that is quarters, and then the rest of it is general purpose. There's some hammocks hanging up. There's a couple spots for some mounts.
Okay.
Things like that.
All right.
All said and done, you could probably fit about 30 people.
Okay.
On here.
Cool.
It's bigger than a Sea of Thieves sloop.
Yep.
Close to brig size.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing in my head.
Yeah.
When you said the dual mast.
A little bit smaller, all said and done, than the brig, but similar.
Okay. We're anchored, obviously. So,
correct.
Can I lower the front mast sails? We're not going to go anywhere because we're anchored. Just to see what kind of condition those are in. Or did you already say that? Because I'm assuming the sails are up, or are they down?
They are up right now. They're in decent shape.
Okay.
Like the rest of the boat, probably.
Okay. I'm just curious. It's been a long time since we've been on a boat. I mean,
Very long time. Still remember it, though.
Well, I guess not. I mean, can we really count the Raya?
Well, I mean, we were asleep for most of that. And that's a pretty big boat.
Fair enough.
And we weren't really doing much in the way of operating it.
How many times have you been on a boat, Gwyneira?
I mean, I assume I traveled on one once or twice to get here, but not anything, not a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, I can tell you that there's nothing like having a nice... We grew up on an ocean. An ocean breeze is pretty nice. Ocean waters can get pretty tough. Just been sailing or like watching the water here. It doesn't seem like the waters rarely get rough unless that storm, obviously, when it came in. But it should be a nice, smooth sailing.
Okay.
All things
I
considered.
don't know, do I get seasick since I'm a ice primal?
After Felix saying that, saying it should be good, I look him in the eye and just proceed to knock on the side of the boat.
Good choice.
That's an industry standard. We all do it. So, Oz, is there a particular thing that you like to do when you, in the time that you have, or if you haven't really done sailing?
I have not done. I've done a minor sailing on lakes.
I mean, this is considerably. It's a large lake, so you're not really.
This is a sea.
But the seas, you have the. There are times where it gets a lot rougher.
So does this one. this,
Yeah,
this,
when a queen is...
the Lake of Sypet is the size of the Mediterranean.
Okay.
That's right, you did say that. My bad.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I need like a refresher. I just have to go
That's
back.
okay.
So.
This island you are on is like half the size of Sicily.
Okay, alright.
Oh, okay.
So you're not a big... You just really haven't done a lot on boats.
No.
Okay. Well,
now you get to
I
try.
am familiar with the concept. You know, I had to do some training before infiltrating Sypet. You know
how to read a
Big
map?
C. I know how to read a map. That I've been doing because I fly.
Yeah, I figured. But it's always helpful to have a navigator. You need someone who can raise and point the sails and can detect which way the wind is blowing. And then you obviously need someone, a helmsman, which between the two of us, Xander's probably the better helmsman. I like to keep busy by controlling the sails and going up to the crow's nest. I don't think this one doesn't have a crow's nest, right?
It's got a no, not really. It does have a ladder going up. You can
Stand on.
hang out up there, but it's
put the
not
tree
like
up.
an actual crow's nest.
He makes a good watch
More of
tree,
a
right?
pigeon cup, if anything.
I mean, we grew up, like I was telling Gwyneira, we grew up on the ocean. We were part of larger, worked on larger fleets, but this is something that we're accustomed to. A ship this size, we had one ourselves. A little practice, just in case we decided to follow in old Pops, but obviously we didn't, so.
Forgot about that ship.
Yeah, so you cool with helmsman, or you want me to take over?
I'll do home.
Okay.
It would be like all times.
Yep. So
I don't know. Is there anything I can do to help? I know I don't really have any kind of knowledge in this category. I don't want to just stand around.
one thing that is helpful is kind of helping, watching the waves and seeing if you might be able to determine whether there's something in the water. It might be helpful.
I can do that.
too, because
keep an eye out in case there's monsters or anything.
Yeah, more so, especially in seas like this, you might run across, depending on some sandbars, possibly tides. We haven't been here long enough, so I haven't been able to actually determine tide levels and stuff.
Well, I will see what I can see.
Seas and lakes have tides, right?
Yeah, cool. And any body of water.
I figured. I just wanted to confirm that, make sure I wasn't talking like I was an idiot. But
We have 2 moons, right? Does that mean the waves are higher?
No,
there's 2 moons here.
Apparently so.
Has that been said?
3.
There's
I am
moons
sorry.
here?
No, it hasn't been said. When you were talking to Owen, that
I was gonna say, I don't think that was ever referenced in even the old
so
campaign.
that
it didn't use.
okay. I was just like, wait a minute, what?
It has not been said. It is now said. There's 3 moons, 1 sun.
Well, wait a minute. Now I got questions about our old campaign.
Oh, you were mega fucked.
That's why you were so mad. If we were on a different planet, it would have not
All
been
3 of
that
them wax
bad.
and wane at the same rate.
So it doesn't matter. It's just like
So when
like
they're all full moons, it's literally just another day.
It's like
That's why he gets rageful. Because he can't sleep. He's so fucking pissed.
because it goes ding, 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 and then it's all full moons.
Guess what? We are now combined. Sun. Okay. So, yeah, really just keep an eye out. And then maybe we can have Idham or Hawthorn go up to the crow's nest and just kind of keep out for land.
The perch.
I think the tree would be good up there.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how well.
Knowing Idham,
I guess either of them can climb.
He will probably go down below and either do some meditating or studying, but I mean, I might need your help assisting moving the sails around for the wind.
Just tell me what to do, and I will do whatever I can.
Sounds good.
I'll give you guys direction for what
I just let the capybara lay in the
we
sun.
need sail-wise.
Compass is pre-mounted, or was there one down below?
There's a couple. There is one in the quarters, and there is one up at the helm.
I
which
would
is
like to
also
take a
where
compass as
the
well.
charts were.
The one from down below. Can I take that as well for
Yeah.
my personal use?
I should probably write down what we're all doing, huh? That'd be smart.
Possibly.
It's just that way if we need to look back and see. So
So-
Felix.
I am in charge.
Azazel will be in charge of the massed directions because with his wings he'll be able to
Determine.
very, very easily and
So,
specifically be able to determine
Let me ask
the
you,
exact wind.
would that be a
ends.
better job for him and I can read the map? Would that be more beneficial?
I mean, you won't need to be staring at the map the entire time.
That's fair.
We have a legendary windsock.
Yes. The wind is exactly that away.
Xander was
Just
working the helm.
0.03 degrees.
Repeating.
No, that was 0.05.
Repeating.
And Felix was
Same. I was.
mass directions as well,
Yeah.
and watching the map.
Well, then you will also, I mean, someone will be in charge of, like, what you need to happen. Azazel will be able to give directions on,
Yeah.
you say, hey, I want full sail, angle us, or full speed, and Azazel can
I'm gonna
then
apologize to
give the
anybody
whole
that's a
directions.
sailor because I'm gonna fuck this shit up.
We are pretending to know what we're talking about.
Hey, someone knows what they're talking about.
I know. That's why I asked if Oz wanted to do that because you know what you're talking about. Just walk around with your wings out the whole time. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
You look like a peacock.
Hey, I couldn't see what was. How did we end up on the sandbar? I couldn't see because Oz's wing was in my face. I'm sorry. How
Was
much
there
is
anything we need Idham to do, or can we just let him?
No, I'd say he can meditate down below because that would be most likely what he's doing, praying to his god. Compass.
That we don't wreck the
Potentially
damn
need to
boat.
man Weapons.
Compass.
People will potentially need to man weapons
Yeah.
at any given point in time.
We can have him meditate on the deck and keep watch on the weapons in case.
And I mean, Perske's up, or Hawthorn's up above. He could always just technically let go and drop down right away.
Well, there are
Compass
two
doesn't weigh anything.
ballistas, so if Hawthorn
Yeah.
needs to, he can chop them down and help with weapons.
Compass doesn't weigh anything.
No.
Star chart. I'm just asking. No.
It weighs exactly one compass.
But they're
It's 1/10 of a Naki.
Nakis are now a unit of health and measurement.
And 6 seconds is the measurement of time. One Esmond.
need to make sure I put that in the blog. How much is one Naki? Remind me.
One
70 something.
74 health.
74 health, yeah.
It's equivalent to 74 health.
So that our poor confused viewers know what's going on. All of the characters are on my blog. You can check that out. From past campaigns.
So basically, discussing all this, can we just say that an hour has accumulated? Perfect. So, you ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as the ghosts get their asses over here.
Yeah. So, 2 rowboats come up because you asked for 2 rowers.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 rowboats come, and it is both paddles and oars.
Yes. Do they need assistance hooking those up? No, I figured
No,
not.
they got it.
Thought I'd ask.
And then a 3rd ghost did come with them.
Is it Steven?
Yes. Yes.
I have a name for all the ghosts.
Technically, his name was Ghost Number 3, but I've now changed it to Steven because I'm not going to sit here and constantly call him Ghost Number 3.
Yes.
They don't remember their names, right?
They don't.
Okay.
It is
I
him.
will
that-
remember.
Yep.
I will remember. All right. You ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right.
Okay.
Crack the knuckles, crack the neck, crack the back.
And you all depart in the direction of Opping.
Spin the string.
Fun farewell to the island. I'm sure we'll see you again. Make sure we...
returns.
I know.
Returns.
We must, because
it's
we
one
have
of
to
those
finish
things
the
where
quest of the island.
You
and
look away
bother
from
me
the
if we
island
don't.
and the island disappears. Like the island never existed. We've just been floating on this ship for the last week and a half. And the Raya's finally like, fuck, they finally got off my ship. That was, oh my gosh.
We were all in a delusional state.
Basically.
Just wandering, digging through decks and... like, down here.
They're like, stop getting in my wallet!
That's why they have to make
A
sense.
shadow demon! It was just one really bad drug trip.
So
that's why it hurt so bad digging through, because you were punching through like the deck and just
Punching
ripping
through
up
wood.
So does that mean you gave the Captain Raya the jelly arm because you threw your thunder runes at her arm?
Her arm and just
Yo,
shattered.
look, it's a statue.
Every time we fought something, we were actually fighting her, and she was like, stop it!
What was the pit that took like 20 minutes to get down?
She just hung us over the edge of the ship.
We all walked
like
it was an endless loop of walking the plank.
Calm your shit.
We had oars and paddles. Walk the plank.
They're like, these fucking assholes.
What are these guys doing?
My name's not oars. It's bars. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. All right.
Alright. So, the next few days are uneventful on the sea. You do get a minor storm, but nothing that you all aren't able to handle your way through. Before arriving at Opping Hold. So you are not at the city of Opping yet. It is about looking at your map, it's about a day travel from the coast. But there is a small fishing port town.
Is it similar? Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it.
And they do have some docks.
Do you think we should dock, or do you want to stay out and ferry in? Because we don't necessarily know the history of this ship.
Well, you know that it's not a Sypetian ship.
That's right, because it came from...
The Great Sea. Does it look like a ship we've ever seen?
No. I mean, sorry.
Like, is there any, national markings on it?
The design would not be out of place, and no, other than the flag, which I'm sure you all lowered and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, we left it up. We put the Jolly
flag.
Roger flag up.
That'll definitely get us attention for sure.
We have the Delit flag up right now. We just have a Ozizel flapping in the wind. He's standing sideways.
He's just holding on sideways, with all the grip strength and just wiggling.
There's no wind, but I'm making it work. I got it. It's how he's flexing. It's how he flexes.
Look at my muscles.
All right. Well, I guess, okay. So I forgot that this ship wasn't. We can go ahead and dock then, and then if we have to pay some sort of money, we can maybe not pay some sort of money.
All right. So, as you bring yourself up to the dock, and the water here is just deep enough for the schooner to come into. Like I said, this is a fishing village.
This is not a fishing vessel.
This is not a fishing vessel. This is a seafaring vessel. A smaller seafaring vessel, but a seafaring vessel. So you begin tying up as someone who looks important comes bustling up, and by looks important, their clothes aren't particularly dirty.
So the dock worker kind of.
He's the dock. He's the
dock master.
The quartermaster.
Yeah, that one. One that makes sure
the self-proclaimed
yeah.
quartermaster. Possibly.
Good morrow, good morrow. How can I help you all today?
I'm just looking to dock our vessel here for a few days while we head into Opping.
Few days, certainly. We regularly get people coming in for opping here. Very well. Do you have a pass?
What is the shit that we got before? Do we have any papers? What kind of papers do we have?
Those papers were for being cleared by the guards. I don't think those.
So we didn't get anything else.
So are we playing this honestly or not?
We play it as unhonestly as we want to.
If not, it's just a simple handling fee.
How much is that handling fee?
It'll be 1 silver a day.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I'll flick him about 5 silver, and I'll say, take one for as a tip.
Why? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What,
Thank you. Very kind.
Do you do any maintenance?
We can. I can absolutely get some dock hands over.
If it would be possible, if you could just, I'll give you some extra silver, but if you could just make the outside of the ship, maintain the outside of the ship, you don't need to worry about the interior. The interior is in disrepair.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. I will prepare an invoice for you, sir.
Are they familiar with ghosts being on ships? Alright. I'm going to have to ask you to stay out of the hull, please.
Yes, sir. Not a problem, sir.
I will know if somebody goes in there.
I understand, sir. Not a problem.
Judging by the screams.
We shall remain on the exterior of the vessel and just work on the hull for you.
Perfect. And then I'll toss him 10 more silver and say you can keep that and disperse that amongst your crew as a tip. I know it's not a final invoice.
We will. I will prepare an invoice for our, the entirety, and then bill for anything extra at the end. Do you have a current estimated return date so that we may make sure that our work is finished before then for you?
3 to 4 days.
I was going to ask, what happens if we end up being held up and can't make it back in time? Assuming we still come back.
Realistically, we're not going to touch it for at least a month.
Okay.
We'll just charge you afterwards.
A docking fee,
Yes.
essentially.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, you're
That's all I
not
wanted
required
to know.
to pay up front for the whole thing. We'll eventually need a spot and possess the ship, but I mean, there's quite some time there. You could say that you needed to dock here for a few months, and we would probably request that you anchor just offshore, but if you needed to be here for a few months, but a few days isn't going to cause any issues.
What was your name, good sir?
Thomas.
Thomas?
Sir.
Is it spelled funny or is it just Thomas?
No, funny.
Okay.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Thomas.
And might I have the pleasure, sir?
Felix Thandor.
Felix. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Xander. Yes.
Quick question. Outside, did you say how far of a travel it is from where we are to Opping?
About a day.
About a day. Perfect.
We may. I don't know if we're only going to be there for 2 days, so
Yeah.
we may just expect to not to have to pay a little bit when we come
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I mean,
Which is badass.
yeah. Do you live here?
I do, sir.
Family?
Wife and child.
Taken care of?
Well enough.
Have you ever thought about expanding?
Expanding, sir?
Relocating?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Would you be opposed to it? So,
Can't say that I'd be opposed.
obviously,
sir.
if the money was right, right?
Well, of course, sir. I mean, money moves mountains, sir.
Fair enough. How much money do you have?
And If money can move a mountain, it certainly can move my family.
684 silver.
Okay. You know of anybody who might need work?
I mean, sir, work is both readily available and scarce.
All right.
Remember that.
That's fair. Well, don't forget the name Felix Standor. I mean, obviously you won't because I'll be back to acquire my ship, but might have some business opportunities for you if you're interested. I know money talks, but
Yes, sir, of
you
course,
seem
sir.
to. I'm assuming that you're the quartermaster of this dock.
I am,
I'd
sir.
like to do an insight check to make sure that he's telling me the truth.
Go ahead.
Well, that's probably fair.
Call him whilst posting.
Okay. That is going to be a 16 to insight.
Okay. You see no reason to doubt him?
Alright, well, like I said, if you wouldn't mind just maintaining the outer portion of the ship, please don't go in the hull. But we should be back within a few days. Obviously, it's going to take a day or two to get, or a day to get to Opping, but
Yes, sir, of course, sir.
I mean,
As I said, we are very accustomed to people stopping their ships here before heading on into Opping.
can I do a perception check to see if there's possibly a longhouse here? Or would I have to get closer?
You don't see a longhouse, like I said, fishing village.
Okay.
You do see scattered houses. There's definitely it looks like a general store or something along those lines.
Okay.
You don't see any kind of bunks or anything like that.
Cool.
You do see a small tavern over there, not an inn though.
Okay, no worries. Alright, well. You're very helpful. Greatly appreciate it. And should be back in a couple days.
Thank you, sir. Very kind, sir.
Keep an eye on out for us, please.
Yes, of course, ma'am.
Did you have a question?
Oh no.
You sure?
Capybara just walking up next to me. Just chilling on the deck.
You want to ask him
on
something?
the dock.
Oh no, I was just trying to. No, okay.
Okay. I'm assuming Azazel didn't have any questions for him or anything. Okay.
No.
So we start the long trek to Opping.
All right. So you all are traveling along the. It's a decent road. It is a road, not just a dirt path heading on in. And this is the main hold city, so it's going to be larger, but unlikely to be a full city.
Did you say what time of the day it is when we docked?
You guys arrived at the late morning.
Okay.
And so you continue on. You make camp by the side of the road as night falls. Numerous other groups seem to be doing the same, both heading to and from. You pass a couple that set up earlier than you, and you're sure if you kept going, you would pass the cross the paths of many more. You rise in the morning and continue, and as you get closer, you you come out of the trees of the forest surrounding Opping, and you get into new cut zones, and you can now suddenly see for quite a ways out there. And you look out and you see Opping. And it looks to be a solid fortress right now. Fortress, it is still wooden palisades, but they are tall wooden palisades with wooden staves and spikes sticking out from it. There's archer towers scattered throughout the field that you are in now, and then around the wall itself.
Damn.
They know that they're close to war.
Yes, yes. This is, as you're looking at it, this is now very much a military city.
Gate to the city open or closed?
It is open.
Currently.
As you are, yep. As you're coming up to it.
Okay. Alright.
Oswald has stowed his armor upon waking up this morning.
Okay. So we just head to the city then? Head into it?
Probably give him away as big from Delit, huh?
Especially on this front here, it would be immediate. He would be immediately recognized in that armor as a Death Knight of Delit. They would try to apprehend him immediately.
Makes sense.
Yeah, answer my question.
It's probably good to get naked then. I know he's not actually naked, but
Might get apprehended for that too, depending on the person.
it's fine. I'll just seduce our way out of it. And you can
The
pull up
entire
the
city goes to the office. The office part.
This is now the office.
This part of the office will have a lot more camera looking at, though.
This is not the office,
Alright.
this is the studio.
You enter the city of Opping in between a pair of guards who take note of you as you walk in, but nothing past that. And you enter the city.
How are we coming here again?
I forgot.
I'm sorry.
And that is where we will end for tonight.
Oh, thank God, because I forgot.
So, I'm going to be on my twin sister's channel, dressed as my character Gwyneira. She has a curly hair channel, so if you have wavy curly hair, check her out. She'll help you figure out what to do with it, especially if you don't know what to do with it.
And we will have her channel and that video in particular linked in the description down below.
Not with the pink camo dye.
I know, right?
Or cherry blossom.
Camo,
That looks
cherry
like pink
blossom.
camo.
Yeah.
It's cherry blossom camo.
Yeah.
It's cherry blossom. You go to Japan in the spring and you're set.
No, I kid you not. In Black Ops 3, there is a legit cherry blossom camo you can get for the SMGs, and it is badass.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I put that on most of the... Yep.
Same. Loved it.
I'm sorry, I am not spelling the name like my dad's name.
That's acceptable.
You
He
can
has
spell
the-
it S-T-E-V-E-N. Steven.
That's how I spell it. My dad's name is Steven, but it's spelled with a PH.
Yeah.
My dumbass was like, I'm not spelling it like my dad's name. Ghost number 3?
Yes, my dad's name
My
is
dead stared at
Dude,
was like, wait,
dude.
what?
My dad's name's Ghost Number 5. Are they related? It's so crazy.
No, I didn't put Oars in here.
Ghost Number 3, my lord.
Ghost
number 3.
Number 3.
That's right, it was not this.
That was great. Thank you, man. That was as good as your
In the
where does
character
money go?
post.
In your wallet,
Ghost
dumbass.
number 3. There you go, all for you.
Thank you.
Ghost number 3.
Thanks for watching our Pillars of Sypetia video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to check out our other campaign going on right now, the Library of Taba. We're a pretty great group over there, and we look forward to seeing you in both places. Thanks for watching again. Tune in next time.